Murewa found himself standing in the middle of a strange celebration. People dressed in white danced around him, singing and beating drums. But what caught his attention was the coffin being carried on the shoulders of several men. Murewa looked around in confusion. Please, what are they doing? Is that not a burial? One of the men carrying the coffin noticed him. Ha, Murewa, what are you doing here? Murewa looked at him. You are going to bury someone? The man laughed. Yes, we are going to bury you. Murewa froze. Eh? You heard me. It is your burial we are celebrating. He laughed again. In fact, I have never seen a burial this sweet before. Look at everyone. We are all so happy. The crowd continued dancing and celebrating around them. Murewa slowly looked down at himself, then back at the coffin. Wait, are you saying I am the one inside that coffin? Once upon a time, Murewa has always wondered why he was the only poor person in his wealthy family. Then he discovered that his wife, Sola, had been secretly performing rituals at night and had gone 7 days without bathing. When he confronted her, Sola revealed that she had done it because she wanted to break the curse she believed was responsible for his poverty. But Murewa did not believe her. He listened to his mother's warning instead and sent Sola away. What if Murewa had just sent away the one person who was trying to save him? Or is there more to the story? Something Sola and his mother had been hiding from him. Sola sat quietly beside her sister, tears rolling down her cheeks. Her sister noticed the smell coming from her. She discreetly covered her nose, trying not to make Sola feel worse. So Murewa could really do this to you? After everything you have gone through for him? She asked, shaking her head. Men are wicked. Sola slowly raised her eyes. I never believed Murewa would refuse to believe me. I did everything because of him. Her sister sighed. But if you are to be honest, Sola, you also did something that wasn't right. Sola looked at her. What have I done that wasn't right? I was only trying to help my husband. If helping him is wrong, then I accept that I was wrong. Her sister became quiet for a moment. Sola, I won't lie to you. You made a decision this big without your husband knowing. What if he does not want to do it? I know my husband, Sola replied. He is very emotional. I don't want him to go through all of this and later regret it. That is why I decided to do it without telling him. Her sister stared at her. I understand why you did it, but there is something I still don't understand. Sola looked at her. What? If this was really meant to help Murewa, why was it you that had to suffer for 7 days? Why wasn't it the one who has to do it? Sola fell silent. I don't know, she finally whispered. I only wanted to help my husband. Her sister held her hand. Then we have to be very careful about what happens next. Sola looked down, trying to understand everything herself. Don't worry, her sister added gently. Every problem has a solution. I believe Murewa will regret what he has done. Bowale found himself inside a dark mud room. The walls were old, but the room glowed with strange light of gold. Small earthen lamps burned quietly around him, filling the room with an eerie glow. Bowale looked around in confusion. Where am I? Suddenly, a woman's voice came from somewhere in the dark. You, this man. I tried to change you, but you escape. Return what is not yours. Bowale froze. Return what is not yours, the voice repeated. Or what comes after you will be very dangerous. Bowale looked down angrily. Return what is not mine? This place belongs to me. This is where I will live until I die. Nobody is taking me away from here. A woman slowly appeared from the darkness. Her face was covered, making it impossible to see who she was. Bowale stared at her. You again? Who are you? The woman laughed softly. I am the one who have come to correct what is wrong. Bowale frowned. Leave me alone. The woman yelled back at him. I will never leave you alone. The woman's voice became colder. Return what is not yours. Suddenly, everything went completely blank. Murewa's mother, who was also Bowale's mother, suddenly woke up from her sleep. She sat upright, breathing heavily. What kind of dream was that? She looked down at the room, still shaking. Who is trying to chain my son? She sighed and placed a hand on her chest. Nothing bad will happen to you, my children. Anyone who wants to destroy their destiny, God, please help me stop that person. She lowered her head and began praying quietly. But what she didn't know was whatever had frightened her in that dream was already much closer to her family than she could ever imagined. Bowale and her two brothers sat in the sitting room with their mother and Murewa. Their mother looked at her sons. That is exactly what I saw in my dream. I won't lie, I was terrified. But I stayed strong and prayed for all of you. Murewa lowered his head. But why is this happening to me, Mom? My brothers are living well, while I struggle to eat even one meal a day. People are already saying terrible things about this family. Some even believed my brothers become wealthy by using my destiny." His mother began to cry. "Let people say whatever they want. They don't know what is happening inside this family." She wiped her tears. A mother would never knowingly allow evil to happen to her own child. "Everything I have done it because of you." Murewa looked at her. "Mom, please stop crying. I may not understand what is happening, but I know you love me. I know you believe you are doing what is best for me." Bowale looked at his brother. "We don't want to see you suffering either. We just want to understand why you have remained poor while we have everything." Their mother became silent. She looked at all her sons for a moment. Then, "I think it is time I finally tell you what happened to Murewa." While their mother was about to explain what had happened to Murewa, Sola was already sitting inside an herbalist's room, desperate to understand what was happening to her. Her eyes were swollen from crying as she told him everything that had happened. The herbalist listened carefully. When Sola finished, he looked at her with concern. "Sola, there is a great danger around you." Sola's expression changed, a danger that might be very difficult to escape from if you are not careful. What you have involved yourself in is stronger than you are. Tears filled Sola's face. "Papa, please help me. I was only trying to help my husband, but everything has now turned against me. I can't even walk freely anymore. Everywhere I go, people complained about the smell." "I know," the herbalist said calmly. He reached for a small bar of soap and handed it to her. "This one is for you. Go home and use it to bathe. It will remove the smell and you'll be able to move around without people noticing it anymore." Sola looked at the soap. Then the herbalist's expression became serious. "But the soap you received after completing the 7 days ritual is different." Sola looked up. "Your husband must use that soap." "But he has refused to use it," Sola said quietly. The herbalist sighed. "Then there is a problem." Sola's heart sank. "Because the danger surrounding him may not stop with him," the herbalist replied. "If you refuse to use that soap, it might eventually reach you too." Sola stared at him. "Then what can I do to protect myself?" The herbalist shook his head. "I have shown you the path. What you do from here is in your hands. You must find a way to save yourself before it is too late." Sola tightened her grip around the new soap. "Baba, what kind of danger is coming for me?" The herbalist remained silent, and the silence in the room made Sola even more afraid. Their mother stood quietly before the portrait of her late husband. Murewa, Bowale, Damilare, and their other brother remained seated behind her. She stared at the portrait for a moment before letting out a heavy sigh. "When I gave birth to Murewa, your father and I noticed he was always sick. We took him to hospital. We spent everything we could on his treatment, but his condition only became worse." She paused. "Out of desperation, we took him to a spiritual man." Her voice trembled. "He told your father something that broke us." She wiped her tears. "He said Murewa was destined to die when he turned 45. The room became silent. I cried that day. I couldn't imagine using my own hands to bury my own child. Your father and I became desperate to save him." She looked at the portrait again. "The spiritual man told us there was only one way to keep Murewa alive. He had to remain in poverty until he reached 45. He told us that the moment he reached that age, the curse would finally be lifted from him." Murewa stared at his mother in disbelief. "But now," she continued, her voice became weaker, "that time is getting closer." She slowly turned towards her son. "And something has gone terribly wrong." The brothers listened closely. Sola has interfered with the curse. She has found a way to break part of what was placed on Murewa. But I don't know if she's doing this intentionally, or there is something more to it we don't know. Because what she did has awoken something far more dangerous. The brothers exchanged worried looks. Their mother took a deep breath. And the most terrifying part is this. She looked at all 4 of them. The curse will no longer stop with Murewa. Everyone froze. "It will take all of you." Bowale stood up. Damilare followed him. "Is that what has been happening?" Damilare asked. His face filled with fear. "I have been having strange dreams." Bowale looked at him. "So the dreams we have been having, are they a sign that death is moving closer to us?" Their mother nodded. "Yes." She looked towards Murewa. "We must find a way to break this curse before it's too late." Murewa remained silent, still struggling to process everything he had just heard. Their mother looked towards him. "Your wife may claim that she was trying to help you, but I believe she knew more than she told us." She shook her head. "And whatever she has awoken We must stop it before it destroys this family. Murewa sat alone in the room. For the first time, he allowed himself to break. Tears rolled down his cheeks as he lowered his head into his hands. Why does everything have to start with me? His voice trembled. The cause, poverty, and everything. He wiped his tears, but more tears followed. Just when I thought there was finally a way out, something even worse has happened. His voice broke. Why? He covered his face and quietly cried. The weight of everything, the years of poverty, his children's hunger, his broken marriage, and the fear of what was now coming to his family felt so much for him to carry. Suddenly, the door opened. His daughter walked in. Murewa quickly wiped his face and straightened himself. Dad, are you crying? Murewa forced a smile. No, I'm not crying. He rubbed his eyes. I'm just yawning. His daughter looked at him carefully. But your eyes are red. Murewa smiled again. A fly entered my eyes. That is why. She seemed to accept the explanation. Then she looked around the room. But Dad, I haven't seen Mom since 4 days ago. And she didn't tell us she was traveling. Murewa's smile slowly disappeared. Yes. His daughter moved closer. We miss Mom, Dad. Murewa swallowed hard. She will come back. She's coming. His voice became unsteady. She will come back. He turned his face away from his daughter. He could no longer hold it in. Tears slipped down his cheeks again. Because Murewa knew it was no longer sure when or if his family would ever be together again. 2 days later, that afternoon, Sola walked slowly along the roadside, returning from work. Her clothes were dusty and stained from the day's work, and she looked exhausted. Suddenly, a car stopped beside her. Sola froze. She stepped back and looked towards the car. Who are you? Who are? Before she could finish, the door opened. 2 people quickly grabbed her. Sola struggled, but one of them covered her mouth, while the other pulled her towards the trunk. Within seconds, they forced her inside and slammed the trunk shut. The car sped away. Few minutes later, the bus stopped beside an abandoned, uncompleted building. Sola was dragged inside. She looked around in fear, trying to understand why they had brought her there. Footsteps approached. Bowale and Damilare entered the room. The moment Sola saw them, her eyes widened. Bowale gave the men a sign to remove the tape from her mouth. My brother-in-law, why? Sola cried. What have I done? Why do you kidnap me? She struggled against the ropes. I have suffered enough. Why are you doing this to me? Shut up! Bowale snapped. Sola froze. Your secret has been exposed. Sola, everything you have been doing is no longer a secret. He stepped closer. If you think you can fool Murewa, you cannot fool us. Yes, Damilare added. Stop pretending. Sola stared at them in confusion. I don't understand what you are saying. Please explain it to me. Damilare shook his head. Don't pretend. From the beginning, I never trust you. Bowale scoffed. Who trusts her in the first place? Nobody. Sola's eyes filled with tears. Bowale looked at her coldly. This is just a warning. Whatever you are doing to harm our family, stop it. He paused. Because the danger you will face next will be far greater than anything you've ever experienced. I am not harming anyone, Sola pleaded. Please, you have to believe me. Bowale raised his hand. The men moved closer to her. Sola's eyes widened as she realized what was about to happen to her. Bowale and Damilare turned and walked out of the room. A moment later, the sound of blows and Sola's cries echoed through the unfinished building. That evening, Sola was back with her sister. Her body was covered with bruises from what she had just endured. Her sister gently attended to the injuries while Sola sat quietly, tears running down her face. I don't understand what is happening anymore, Sola whispered. I was only trying to help. Her voice broke. And now everything has turned into this. Her sister looked at her with concern. Sola, are you sure there is nothing else about this whole situation that we don't understand? Because help shouldn't end with you being treated like this. Sola lowered her head. I was only trying to help my husband. I don't know why he had reached this point. Her sister held her hand. Don't worry. Tomorrow, you will go to the police station and report them. Sola immediately shook her head. Report them? No, please. You want to put me in more danger. Tears filled her eyes. Those people are not ordinary. They have connections. She tightened her grip on her sister's hand. Just keep praying for me. I don't want to die. My sister. Her sister put her into an embrace. You are not going to die, Sola. You will not die. Sola broke down in her arms. Her sister's eyes filled with tears too, and soon they were both crying quietly in each other's arms. Not long after, Murewa found himself standing in the middle of a strange celebration. People dressed in white danced around him, singing and beating drums. But what caught his attention was the coffin being carried on the shoulders of several men. Murewa looked around in confusion. Please, what are they doing? Is that not a burial? One of the men carrying the coffin noticed him. Ah, Murewa, what are you doing here? Murewa looked at him. You are going to bury someone? The man laughed. Yes, we are going to bury you. Murewa froze. Eh? You heard me. It is your burial we are celebrating. He laughed again. In fact, I have never seen a burial this sweet before. Look at everyone. We are all happy. The crowd continued dancing and celebrating around them. Murewa slowly looked down at himself, then back at the coffin. Wait, are you saying I am the one inside that coffin? The man looked at him as if the answer was obvious. Who else? He burst into laughter and rejoined the dancing crowd. Murewa remained standing there, completely confused. The drum grew louder, the people danced harder, and Murewa could only stare at the coffin they were carrying in his name. Murewa suddenly woke up. He was trembling, and tears were already running down his face. He quickly looked down towards his children. They were still sleeping peacefully, completely unaware of what he had just seen. Murewa stared at them for a moment and wiped his tears. What kind of dream is this? He remained awake, staring into the darkness. Sola sat before the herbalist, tears still filling her eyes. The herbalist looked at the bruises on her body and shook his head. This is more serious than I thought. He looked at her carefully. So it was your brother-in-law who did this to you? Yes, Papa, Sola cried. Yes, the herbalist sighed. If they can do this to you, there is no way your husband can use that soap. This is so serious. Sola lowered her head. There is no way. I don't know what to do anymore. Her voice broke. I want this suffering to end, Baba. Please help me. I don't want to keep going through this. The herbalist remained silent for a moment. I can see that you are in danger, both physically and spiritually. Sola looked up. But there is something I can prepare for you. It is powerful, but it will take 7 good days to complete. Sola's eyes widened. 7 days? You will have to come back after 7 days, the herbalist continued. If everything goes as planned, what I prepare will protect you from danger surrounding you. Sola looked worried. Papa, is 7 days not too long? The herbalist shook his head. There is no other way. You have to wait. Murewa sat quietly with his mother in the sitting room. She looked at him seriously. Murewa, that dream you had, I had exactly the same dream as well. I wanted to call you, but I don't want to frighten you. So I went to see the spiritual leader myself and told him everything. Murewa listened carefully. I intentionally asked you to come here alone because what he told me is something I want to discuss with you privately. Murewa's expression tightened. What did he say, Mom? His voice trembled. After everything I have suffered, am I still going to die? His mother immediately reached for his hand. No, Murewa, no. Your death is not now. She held his hand tightly. I gave birth to you. I watched you grow. I will not bury my own son. Her voice became emotional. You will be the one to bury me. You will live to see your children grow. Murewa looked at her. This is only a phase. It will end. And I, your mother, will do everything I can to make sure it ends. Murewa swallowed hard. Then, Mom, what is the solution? His voice broke. Please tell me the solution. Because my children are suffering. What am I supposed to do? His mother moved closer. Murewa, there is only one solution the man gave me. She hesitated. Murewa stared at her. What is it? His mother's eyes filled with tears. He said, your curse can only be broken if your wife dies. Murewa froze. For several seconds, he couldn't speak. My wife? His mother nodded slowly. She must die for the curse to be broken. Murewa put his hand away and stared at his mother in disbelief. You mean Sola has to die for me to be free? His mother looked away. The same way it was difficult for you to handle was the same way it was difficult for me to accept it when I had it. Murewa sat completely still. His eyes became wet. He lowered his head and whispered, what kind of life is this? Murewa sat in silence, unable to believe what he had just heard. His wife was supposed to die so he could live. But what Murewa didn't know was that Sola was already fighting for her own life, believing she was still trying to save him. And now, Murewa must make the most painful decision in his life. Will he choose his own life, or will he choose the woman who has sacrificed everything for him? The story is just beginning in the next part. But I want you to think about this. What would you do if your own life depended on the person you love the most? Tell me your answer in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss what happens next.